Hey there, it's Marlon Rusha here, and over the next few minutes, I want to show you how we use a Facebook ads funnel to help one of our financial advisor clients generate over $52,000 of extra income every single month. Now, this funnel generates about 60 to 90 appointments each month, and those appointments then convert into that kind of income. And so getting this to work is not easy if you've never done it before, but once you see how it's done, you'll be able to put a few pieces together. And that's my intent for this video, to show you the blueprint. You should already have it. And if you don't have it, you can get a copy of it. And then I'm going to show you and go through detail right now, the funnel, why it works and why sometimes it doesn't work. Now, if you want us to do this for you, then there's a button below that the video where you can actually click that, and then you can book a time with me and I can talk to you about how our team can do it. So let's get stuck into the funnel. If you look here on my iPad, you'll see that there's a rough outline of the funnel. There's some blue boxes there. And what this is basically telling you are the steps that people go through from Facebook. So step one is the Facebook ad. I'm going to show you the Facebook ad a bit later, but someone will click on the Facebook ad, and when they click, they'll go to a landing page, and then they'll become a lead. That's step two. Once they become a lead, we have to get them to book an appointment in the calendar of the advisor. And that there is not easy. The gap between here and there is where most people fail. Okay, getting a lead off Facebook or Google or something like that isn't that hard. Getting them to book an appointment and show up is the hard bit. And we've been able to solve that problem. The next step is, once the advisor has that first meeting, it's there to qualify people to then push them into the second meeting. And you can see that not everyone goes to the second meeting, because sometimes the advisor doesn't want to deal with them, so they don't let them go through that. So that's the fourth step, the second meeting. And the last step is where they convert them into a client. They become a new client, okay? So let's go through some of these numbers together. You'll see here on the left that this client in this month spent $2,520 on Facebook ad spend. And then that converted into 152 leads at $16.58 per lead. Okay. Now that then converted into 115 appointments at about $21 an appointment. So again, not everyone who becomes a lead becomes an appointment. Some people don't book appointments and others don't qualify through the quiz. And so that's why it's a smaller number. And then even fewer people actually become a second appointment, which is where they convert the prospect into a client. Okay, and that's $72 for one of those appointments. And finally, this client had 13 new clients that month, which added up to about $193 of Facebook ad spend to actually get that new client, which adds up. They have a product that's $4,000. And so when you times that by 13, you get $52,000. And the expenses for this funnel was $8,500. That's the consulting fees and the ad spend and that kind of thing. And then when you add it up, the profit was $43,000. Okay, so that's the actual funnel. They're real numbers. And let me show you now how we actually got these numbers. Okay, so let's move over now to the actual funnel itself. And let's go through this. So like I said, number one is the Facebook ad. So let me show you this Facebook ad. Here it is here. And let me just get rid of all of this. Okay, so why does this Facebook ad work? Now, of course, I've blurred out all the text and that kind of thing just to disguise who the client is. But the reality is, if I show you this, it took us a lot of money to figure out this ad. And this ad, if you get it right, if you get the offer right, everything's easy. If you get it wrong, nothing works. Okay, so tip one for you is make sure you have an offer that actually is desirable for your client. And so there's a few things I want to talk to you about this ad though. If you look here, this is actually a video that the client over a minute explains what the offer is. The other thing, if you look up here, we have a headline. This headline is super important because most people aren't going to listen to the video because they're on a train, they're out of watching their kids play soccer when they're looking at the ad. And so they're not going to listen to it. So the only thing they're going to do is maybe read the subtitles there. So we have subtitles, but most importantly, this text is what they're going to read. And if they like what they see there, they're going to click the ad. Okay. Now, when they click the ad, they're going to go to this page here. And this page is the landing page that they see. And this is how we get them to sign up. Number one, we promise a 30-minute call. And number two, again, we have a very desirable offer there on that page. And we're asking them to book a call to find out more about the offer. Now, when they click this button here, book now, they're taken to this form that pops up. And this is where we do some qualifying questions, okay? These questions are to qualify the client and capture their contact details. If they don't qualify, we don't send them to the next page. But if they do, we send them to this page here where they can book an appointment in the calendar of the client. That's how we're getting all those appointments. You know, if I show you over here, there's 115 appointments, okay? So we had 152 people fill in their details, 115 appointments. That's a massive conversion rate. And that's how we're getting them to book. Now, sometimes people don't book appointments like we want them to, okay? So what do? So there's a few things that we do. Number one, we use a sales Android, a sales AI Android, and this is where AI will call the client and try and get them to book in a call. The reason we like that is because it calls 1 minute after they submit their contact details. And so most of the time people aren't called, you know, businesses get leads and never call them. If you're able to use a human and you can call within 5 minutes, then call. We use SMS. We have an AI that does SMS. And that SMS will go back and forth and talk to them, but it's AI talking to them and actually schedule a call in the calendar. And then we have email as well. And we can talk to them over email with AI. And so there's a whole bunch of things we do to get them from here to here. And that's where you make your money with these funnels. Now, let me show you what the calendars look like when we actually run this funnel. So you can see here that this is a week calendar. And over here are all the appointments being booked in. There's 22 appointments that week. See, this week there's 35 appointments. This is all the appointments getting booked in. A few down here. Over here, we have 22 appointments again. Here are the appointments, all booked in. I mean, they're everywhere. 26 appointments this week, 30 appointments this week, 31 appointments. You can see how we get those numbers, okay? How we get all those appointments booked in, and then they move them to the second appointments. And you can see they're back-to-back appointments. They're running 15-minute appointments over and over again. All right, and then when they get appointments booked and the leads come in, you can see here, it's a bit small, but you can see here, these are all the new leads coming in. These are the people who have booked discovery calls. These are people who missed their discovery call. These are people that booked the second meeting. And so everything is systematized, everything is tracked, and everything works like a well-oiled machine. Because a lot of people want to show ads, but they actually don't get sales. This is from ad to sale, what I just showed you. Now, let me tell you a few reasons why it will work and why it won't work. Number one, your offer to work, this is what's on for Facebook ad. Remember I spoke to you here, I said whatever you put here has to be a killer offer. It has to really attract someone's attention and offer them something that they want. It has to be highly desirable, okay? It has to be highly desirable to the prospect, not to you, but to the prospect. Not what you want to sell them, it's what they want to buy. It's what keeps them up at night, what makes them not sleep because they're worried. And as a financial advisor, there's many things. Have you articulated that properly? Because when you have, you can put it in the ad and that will attract people. The second thing is solve a problem. You have to solve a problem, identify a problem and show them how you can solve it. The next thing is you have to promise an outcome. You have to not just identify the problem, but you have to promise the outcome. You know, people are more inclined to solve a problem in their life than to actually make their life better in some way. Dentist is a great example. You know, people know they have to go to the dentist on a regular basis, but they don't, except when they get a toothache and then they're at the dentist the next day. And that's just human nature. That's what we have to appeal to. Now, the other thing we have to do is we have to show people that when they see it, the offer has to be easy to understand within a split second. It can't be some convoluted, complicated offer that only some people can understand. Yet they have to look at it and go, I need that. And then the last thing is the prospect must feel like the normal next step that they want to take is an appointment with you because they want to find out more information. If the normal next step is not an appointment with you, they don't feel like it is, then they're not going to book that appointment. Okay? So that's how you make the funnel work. Now, some of you may be thinking to yourself, well, Marlon, this sounds a bit complicated. Can you just do it for me? Well, yes, our team can do it for you. We do it for people all over the world, all over the US, all over Australia. And so there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of before you book an appointment with me. The first one is you need to be able to spend about 3 to 6K per month on this kind of funnel. You can see the amount of money you make, and you need to be able to spend that amount of money to be able to make money, okay? So if you don't have much money to spend, it's probably not the funnel for you. Use BNI, use referrals, but those ones are a lot slower. You need to have a dialed in sales process, okay? And this is very, very important. You need to have a sales process that if we deliver the appointments to you, you know how to close them. Now, if you don't have a dialed in sales process, we will help you with that during the engagement. But you need to have something there and we can enhance it. Most clients we work with, we have to enhance it for them. The next one is a dedicated salesperson. You need someone, a financial advisor, not a salesperson actually. You need a financial advisor who can get on the calls and work with the clients, okay? You need to be able to hold the salesperson accountable. Really important, that accountability. And finally, you need to have an expectation that this process is going to take 2 to 3 months. Okay, it's not going to just turn on overnight. The offer that in this funnel, it took us a few months to figure it out. We were always getting leads, but the leads weren't always converting because the client didn't quite have their offer right. They got people on appointments and the people weren't buying. So we had to adjust the offer to get a different type of person with a different problem, and then they started closing them. Because remember, we don't care about how many leads we get you. So if you look here, I don't care about this number here. I don't care about this number. Okay, what I really care about is this number, and then I care about this number. Okay, so these are the 2 numbers I care about. How many appointments we get you the first time and how many clients. When I meet with my clients on a weekly basis, I always say to them, how many leads, how many appointments did you get? And how many did you close? That's all I care about. And then we make adjustments on those. All right, so if this is something that you feel like you need help with, then what I want to encourage you to do is below this video is a button where you can click it, you can book an appointment with me, and I'll jump on a call and I'll be upfront with you. I'll let you know whether it will work for you or not. And if it can't work for you, I'll point you in the right direction. I do not want to work with people that I can't get results for because it's stressful for you and it's stressful for me. I've been doing this for far too long to want to work with clients where I can't get results. But if I can help you, then I'll show you the next steps and how we can make that happen for you. So book the call. I look forward to speaking to you soon.